Welcome to Reality is Undefeated. I'm Anthony Gatewood. Thank you for tuning in. Today's episode is brought to you by $2.68. All right, that is right, $2.68. One of the best training programs I've ever been through was called sensitivity training. Okay, sensitivity training taught me how to be empathetic to people's situations, how not to comment on them, how not to pass judgment on them, and more importantly, how to be appreciative and thankful that I wasn't in certain situations. Last week, I came to you guys talking about history and past and told you guys that it's important to know when and how to apply your history, your past, to your present. Today, I'll give you guys an example of how I did that in my life. So I'm out taking care of business, and one of the things I had to do today was put fuel in my truck. So I pull up to Smith's, which is a Kroger Grand grocery store, with pumps out front, and I go to pump, and immediately as I start pumping fuel, fuel starts shooting out the back of the pump. So I stop it as far as the handle from going into my truck, but I notice that fuel is still shooting out the back of the pump. But not only is it shooting out the back of the handle, it's also charging for the fuel that's shooting out the back. So I called the attendant over so that it could be documented what was going on. He tries to stop it; it just begins shooting everywhere at that point. And so when we grab the handle, put the handle back on the actual fuel pump, it stops then. He goes on about how this hasn't happened before, how he can't believe it happened. I'm telling him it's no big deal. I'll just move to the next pump. I move my truck to the next pump, go through the process again and begin pumping fuel into my truck. I then ask him, I said, okay, so who do I talk to about this? And he says, about what? I said, about getting my money back, for the fuel that's not in my truck. And he's like, oh, well, the kiosk here is closed. So, you have to go into the grocery store and go to the customer service. No problem at all. So I finish pumping fuel. I go to the grocery store, go to customer service. I wait in line behind three people. I get up to the window and explain to the lady what happened. And as I explain to her, I just see her looking at me as if I'm absolutely nothing, as if I can't believe you're at my window right now over $2.68. She goes into her cash register, pulls out $2.56, puts it on the counter, and says, here you go. And just continues to look at me the same way that she looked at me before I came to her window. Or, right after I came to her window and told her the story, I want to say. And, it doesn't bother me because I'm actually successful. I know exactly who I am. I have no issues. What bothers me is the way that this lady treated me without knowing who I am. What bothers me is that a person could come explain this story to her. And this $2.68, right, it might really mean something to them. And they get treated this way. That's a problem. She needs sensitivity training. It's the first thing going through my head. And I wasn't going to speak on this. I was going to speak on something completely different today, but this has to get out because a lot of the times people don't know when they're doing something. They are clueless to situations, And like I say, it didn't matter to me today because of how well off I am today. But this is where my past comes in. Because, see, it's easy to say, well, it was $2.68. You could have just drove off with the fuel you did have and go about your day. You are absolutely correct. If I didn't have the past that I had. See, anybody that knows me knows I come from nothing. There's many days where I came home from high school and the power was off in my house. And I didn't grow up in a single parent household. There are times as a kid, as a young adult, and as recent as last year during the height of the pandemic, where $2.68 mattered to me. So it would be foolish of me to just scoff at $2.68 today when it doesn't really affect anything today, okay? That would mean that I did not learn from my past. See, what I learned from the past is that no matter how high you're riding on that horse, you can be knocked down at any moment. There are people that were doing extremely well before the pandemic hit. that were doing bad during the pandemic. All right. I've come from situations where I've done bad way before the pandemic. I had situations where friends of mine came and put groceries in my freezer because I was doing so bad. But what really, really trips me out about this situation is how anyone scoffs at $2.68. All right. And what trips me out about it is that we act like we go throughout the day not making $2.68 decisions. And what I mean by that is we don't buy the bread that's $4.68 over the bread that's $2. We don't go to the store, look at ribeyes and grab the $33 pack of meat over the $31 pack of meat. We don't do that. A lot of us don't pay the extra 25 cents for the extra ranch package at Popeyes or the extra $2 for the different crust at Pieology. See, we go throughout the entire day making these little 25-cent, $2, $1, $2.68 decisions. But we scoff at it when someone comes to collect a $2.68 refund. And I just don't understand that. You know, I just don't understand that. It is, dare I say, I don't care if I had $1 million right now. If there's a dime out there that makes me have $1 million in 10 cents, I'm coming to get my dime. I don't give a fuck what it means to you. I know what it means to me. A lot of people, that $2.68 makes a difference. That's the difference between a $35 overdraft charge. This is the holiday season. People are stretched thin, trying to put smiles on the faces of the little people in their lives, buying these gifts that mean so much to this kid that does nothing but cost the adult money. Gifts they only buy one time a year, but you know what? To see that smile, I'm going to do it. I'm going to stretch myself thin. If I have $300 in my bank account, I'm spending $289 on this gift. And I don't understand how we don't understand that as people, as humans. Everyone has been through something. Everyone. We watch these millionaire people. We watch these comedians that put smiles on our faces. We watch all of these people commit suicide because something's going wrong in their lives. We watch people that are absolutely broke being as generous as possible with what they do have. I've witnessed a person going through absolute emotional trauma, trying to put smiles on the faces of others. We all go through shit. We are all human. Don't look down on another human because you are not in the situation that they are in or that they have been in. Just be thankful that you have not been in that situation. And I don't judge people. Because see, it's easy to say, oh, you know, she's scoffing at my $2.68, you know, but she works at Smith's. Because see, you know, I don't know this woman. That could be, you know, something that just supplements her retirement, supplements her other half's income. It could be what she has to live off of, or she could be doing very well and just working because she just has to do something, get moving as a person. A lot of us can't sit down. I don't pass judgment, and neither should anyone else. Okay? And I hope that this video helps whoever's watching it to not pass judgment as they step outside the next time. For them to understand what that homeless person might be going through or what this lady is going through. I really wish people had billboards on their fucking foreheads. Like it was a fucking digital sign attached to everyone's forehead that lets you know what kind of mood they were in so that you could treat them appropriately. But there's a way to treat everyone appropriately without the billboard, you know? See, even if, you know, your billboard said, oh, I'm depressed, I'm sad, I'm broke, you know, I just went through a breakup, that shouldn't matter. What everyone's billboard should say, treat me with respect. It's really that simple. It's the golden rule. Treat people how you want to be treated. And hopefully, like I said, this video helps whoever watching to go out and do exactly that. But you guys know what you guys can do. You know, press the subscribe, hit the like, you know, share, definitely. And more than anything, just tune in. You know, tune in. The episode I was going to do today that I didn't do because of this situation happening, you know, I'll do next week. And just keep things rolling on, you know. But you guys know where you can find me at. Socials right there, you know. And once again, thank you guys for tuning in.